Bitches, why y'all really mad? Cause y'all said I couldn't do it. Look at my black ass. Billboard Hot 100 on the bitches, why y'all really
The UIC Flames get introduced courtside as they get set to take on the Tigers of Louisiana State
everyone.
University.
I hope you guys are all doing well. If it's your first time here, my name is Cheyenne, and this is Go Tiger Hoops. I live stream the LSU women's basketball team. If you are returning, welcome back. I hope you and your family are doing well. Today we are going to be watching LSU versus the University of Illinois Chicago. Kim Mulkey, the head coach of LSU women's basketball team, makes it her pleasure to take each of her seniors back to their hometown. And Aneesah is a senior, so today it is going to be all about her. And we are back in her hometown of Chicago. So hit the like button on your way in. I am going to go ahead and take my voice down and bring up the game. Hope you guys are all doing well. If you would like to support my channel, you can become a member of my channel for $2.99 a month, and you'll get access to all the streams. As next month for conference play for the Lady Tigers, I will be moving over to members only streams and live chats. So enjoy the game, and I hope you guys have a great stream.
The LSU starting lineup today. These are the five that they've been going with lately. Jersey Wolfenbarger, Aneesah Morrow, and Flau'jae Johnson, two of the best in the country. Michaela Williams, and last year Poa, a defensive ace for LSU. UIC has a much more veteran starting lineup than LSU has got. We look at five seniors, including Danielle Middleton, who moves back into the starting lineup with Sarah Zabrecki out tonight. She's been coming off the bench the last few games.
Yeah. Terry, more than anything, the Tigers love to get the ball out and run. They love transition. Coach Mulkey wants to put 90 points on the board. As she told me earlier today in practice, she doesn't want to have a slow game for the fans ever. For the Flames, they're going to have to be patient on their offense and limit turnovers, but at the same time, try and force a bunch for the Tigers. They've been struggling with it.
After today's game, make sure to head on into Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Cane's hand-battered chicken fingers and tangy cane sauce is the perfect way to feed your post-game appetite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. Coming soon to the South Loop. Tip is won by the Tigers, and as expected, they're off and running.
We're going to see a lot of pressure by the Flames. Coach Bracy, that's what she specializes in with this UIC squad. She's going to make LSU earn everything.
Pull-up jumper misses from Flau'jae Johnson, and here come the Flames for the first time after getting the defensive stop. Chandra Frau Garcia has recently moved into the starting lineup. The senior point guard transferred in from Casper College in Wyoming. Open look from the outside, and Micaiah Williams knocks down the three as the Flames strike first.
Yeah, it's great inside-outside basketball. If the Tigers are going to collapse on the post like that, Terry, the Flames are going to have wide-open threes to hit all night.
Stepping just inside the arc, Aneesah Morrow misses the jumper. Rebound is tipped out to Poa. Flames force a steal, and now UIC is out and running. Sandra Frau Garcia shovels it off to Williams. Pull-up jumper off the back iron this time. LSU gets the ball. They want to go quickly every time. They average 93 points per game.
Yeah,
foul called on Danielle Middleton, Chris.
Talking with the LSU coaches beforehand, especially Coach.
Sorry, I need to pray. I had forgot to pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I just thank you for the ability to be able to host these streams each and every single time that there is a game. And I thank you for each and every person that located the stream and for all the people that came back. I pray for the LSU women's basketball team. I pray for Aneesah Morrow and her family and friends that made it to the game. I pray for the coaching staff. I pray that none of these players would get hurt out here on either teams. I pray that both of them, all the teams would enjoy the game and that we would have a great stream. In Jesus' mighty name, may the work that the Lady Tigers do be glorified today. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Teams have been working with a few different lineups in recent games. Today forced into it with an injury as Williams' runner misses, wanted the foul call. Nothing doing. Last year, Poa lobs it inside. Going up, and an air ball from Jersey Wolfenbarger. Flames wanted to travel, but what they got was maybe even better.
Well, Tigers continuing to press on offense, looking for early post touches, and the Flames doing a good job of making those tough twos.
Micaiah Williams misses. Offensive rebound, Jada McLeod. Here's Frau Garcia missing the jumper. Flames are getting some good shots early. Sandra Frau Garcia misses the layup. Good looks, but they're not falling. Johnson around a screen. Flings it across to Michaela Williams. Sets her feet, misses the three. And a foul called on LSU on the rebound. That was Wolfenbarger who grabbed Micaiah Williams from behind.
Yeah, so keys for the Tigers for this one, limit turnovers. They have just struggled with that. Talking with Coach Mulkey, and I brought up turnovers. You could just tell it's been a point of emphasis for them in their practice and something that they're going to have to really narrow down if they want to get that national championship. Transition offense, keep it up and running, and then paint points. They love to get down on the block. They have to make those shots and get easy early offense.
Fight for the loose ball. We got a tie up. I got it wrong before. The foul was actually called on UIC, not on LSU, but led to another missed shot. Both teams struggling from the field to start today's game.
Well, a little bit of nerves, right? You know, for both teams. There's a good atmosphere here. One of the best attended games for the Flames here. And then also, you know, LSU on the back end of a 2-game road trip here, coming all the way over from Seton Hall.
Yeah, this is their first true road game of the year. I wouldn't call this necessarily a hostile environment. There's a lot of purple in the stands. But it's a little bit different from anything this team has experienced yet this year as the Flames turn it over. Here's Michaela Williams setting it up for the Tigers. Going up, Morrow knocks it down, her first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, really just a lot of stability. She plays and fights through physicality. Good, strong finish.
Well, that's a bad mistake by UIC as Sandra Frau Garcia tried to get Micaiah Williams, who hadn't crossed half court yet. It's a turnover. For 3 LSU. UIC struck first on the three-pointer from Micaiah Williams. But the Flames have gone nearly 3 minutes now since scoring. A lot of missed shots. That time, just a sloppy turnover.
Well, you want to make sure, you know, you can stand the missed shots if you're getting good looks, and the Flames are getting decent looks.
Morrow double-teamed in the post, has it knocked away, but Sandra Frau Garcia is called for a foul.
A lot of patience for the Tigers on offense, Terry. They love to work the ball around with precision. The majority of their turnovers come in full court, not half court. And we can see the Flames are going to make it difficult for the Tigers on the post. They're going to be digging down there, maybe a couple double teams, but they're not going to just give anything to them, which will come to the question is the Tigers are going to get opportunity to shoot threes on these double teams down low. Are they going to knock them down?
Aneesah Morrow misses the jumper. That was over Kimari Rimmer, who just checked in. Christian Young also on the floor for UIC. Aaron Freeman, corner three, no good. And Jada McLeod grabs the rebound as she's grabbed by Wolfenbarger.
Well, the physicality, Coach Ashleen Bracey has to like the physicality down low for the Flames so far. They're going toe-to-toe with these Tigers and really attacking the rim in terms of looking for early post touches. We see down there, Kamari Rimmer just grabbing that one and going back up.
Freeman takes it into the paint, up over Michaela Williams, rolls it in.
She's a dynamic player, Terry. If she can get into the paint that easily and break down the LSU defense, they're going to get opportunities.
Third straight start for Aaron Freeman, the transfer from Coastal Carolina. UIC back in front in the first quarter. Fired around the perimeter. This is Williams. Pull up from the elbow. It's short. Rebound grab by Rimmer.
Really good rotations for the Flames off that double team on the post.
Christian Young into the corner. Bounces down low. Jada McLeod, good positioning, and she's able to score.
Jada's really establishing herself down low early, and the Flames are looking for her.
The Flames not intimidated by the Tigers early on in this one. Flau'jae Johnson around two defenders. Beautiful move.
That's tough to guard. Nice little soft crossover and strong finish.
Pull up for Danielle Middleton, rims out. One and done for UIC. And that's exactly what Ashleen Bracey did not want to see, a quick miss. Flames team likes to run at a good pace, but it's hard for anybody in the country to keep up with LSU. From the corner, a three-pointer good for Flau'jae Johnson, who blows a kiss to her fans. LSU back in front. McLeod hands to Danielle Middleton. Freeman thought about it. Now she takes the three and rattles it home. Back and forth early on here, UIC and LSU.
Well, Michaela Williams certainly gave that to her. They're not respecting the three-point shot of many of the Flames here and packing that Tiger defense down low.
Michaela Williams fires one of her own and right in the face of Aaron Freeman this time.
Tough shot.
LSU is starting to find their rhythm after a very slow offensive start. Rimmer finds Freeman. Half the shot clock on as Freeman uses the screen. Kimari Rimmer drives, blocked by Michaela Williams, kept in bounds, blocked again. Once by Williams, once by Morrow. Here come the Tigers. Johnson fires it ahead, in and out of the hands of Aneesah Morrow and out of bounds. And that'll take us to our first timeout. Good back and forth action to get us started today. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's the Tigers by 2.
Do you find yourself betting on sports constantly? Spending too much time at the slots? Losing money you can't afford to lose? Are you really winning?
Paparazzi, they be taking them flicks. Cameras watching, I be making them sick. Walk with caution, so I'm making it quick. You out too often and you stay in the mist. When you popping it too often, that's the hate you can get. Now they saying they don't like me, how you hate from the bench. I'm the one that trend the topic, they replaying my hits. My face is legit, ain't score, but I'ma make this. I slide for my brothers, I slide and then I slide again. Yeah, look, if you don't love me, then just leave me, don't string me along and lie again. Yeah, paparazzi, they be flicking while I stay hating my mission. My operation is different, my compensation exquisite. Got a taste of commission, I couldn't wait for permission. They used to tell me no, I'm the one that made the decision. Big talker, big papa, I be doing the most. Rich watcher, get proper when I ride in the ghost. Big walker, big offer, then I harder than fall. You don't even gotta tell them, and they already know. The one that's going up, big body truck. They acting like they tough, we know well enough. And we know that you ain't that, and we know your crew ain't stacked. Man, don't run up, this is facts. Only talk about hits and plaques, yeah. Paparazzi, they be taking them flicks. Cameras watching, I be making them sick. Walk with caution, so I'm making it quick. You out too often and you stay in the mist. When you popping it too often, that's the hate you can get. Now they saying they don't like me, how you hate from the bench. I'm the one that trend the topic, they replaying my hits. My face is legit, ain't score, but I'ma make this. Right now I need to decide, cause I'm intrigued by your vibe. I seen a dream in your eyes, you might not even be mine. Came on the scene with your prize, I'm who you need and that's fine. Like who you leaving inside, for you I'm legally blind, yeah. But only for the night, but that's okay though. We fell in love the first day though. You flew me out to Barbados, can't post you, we gotta lay though. Together, but you my bae though. I do whatever you say though. When we slide to the stove, locking eyes at the door. Cause you ain't messing with no amateur and I ain't tryna handle you. But when I'm walking out, I'm always checking for the camera. Cause paparazzi, they be taking them flicks.
Season for the Chicago Sky. We mentioned it before. This is LSU's first true road game of the year. They did take on Seton Hall in Connecticut on Tuesday night. So it's been a little while since they've been home. But playing in front of an opposing crowd for the first time all year. Kimari Rimmer looking for the lead. Not taking it, though. She misses the three.
Yeah, Terry, watch Kaylin Gilbert with the ball here. I am a big fan of this young lady and how she just attacks with poise on the offensive end. Flames are going to have their handful with her.
Morrow double teamed in the post, kicks it outside. Michaela Williams misses the three, and there's Morrow for the rebound. No good. Patting her own rebound total with another one. Misses, but a fourth opportunity for LSU.
Yeah, when you're boxing out, even more so down low, you have to drive back. The Flames are maintaining their position there, Terry, but they're not getting low, putting their backside into the knees of the Tiger players, as we see here. Little turnaround, missed jumper. Nice. That's the way you have to attack a rebound. You can't let rebounds come to you. You have to go get them.
Well, Aneesah Morrow is one of the best rebounders in the history of women's college basketball, 25th all time, with most of this season still in front of her. And she's already got 4 so far tonight. And you almost have to put 2 or 3 bodies on her, especially with the size advantage that LSU has, as Flau'jae Johnson jumps the passing lane and lays it in.
Well, Flau'jae knew that one was coming before they even stepped in the arena. That pass was telegraphed. You cannot do that against an aggressive defensive team like the Tigers here.
Christina Eliu gets her first touch for UIC. Transfer from Wisconsin. Gets the screen, pulls up, now needs some help. Christian Young down in the post. This is Kai Dempsey-Tony making a nice move, but a little bit too nice. He took a step.
Yeah, Terry, it's interesting because the Flames are playing very comfortable down low. And we see here just a little two-step there that gets her the call, but they're playing very comfortably down low against the LSU Bigs, who are obviously some of the best in the country. If I'm the Flames and Coach Bracey, I would just keep feeding the ball down there, get to the foul line, get a couple easy baskets.
Pull up for Michaela Williams is good. Nice stroke. LSU's got their biggest lead of the game. They've scored the last 6 points. Last 7 points, actually. We're down 10-9. Under 2 minutes to play in the first.
Yeah, I like this here. Coach Bracey calling a little bit of a set play to isolate this screen up top.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to UIC.
Yeah, you can't just play with the ball against aggressive defensive teams like that. It looked like a little bit of confusion on the Flame side. If you're going to come off a high ball screen like that, the whole point of it, Terry, is to create immediate separation. So whoever sets the screen has to roll hard to the rim. Whoever's coming off that has to create separation to either look for the three or the bounce pass to the rim runner.
Jalissa Stokes and Chantrell Clayton. I'll figure out her name one of these days. Make up a new backcourt for UIC. Shot clock running out. Stokes did not get it off on time.
Well, that's the action that the Flames need on the offensive end. A lot of times they'll get lulled into complacency, Terry, where they just start dribbling a little bit too much one-on-one. Their strength is activating away from the ball. Ball screens, back cuts, setting flare screens for the others. Make the defense work.
Here's Samaya Smith. Pull up from 12 feet is good. First points of the game for Smith.
Yeah, tough shot right there. Flames are challenging every shot by LSU.
Bounced to the high post and thrown away by Dempsey-Tony. The Flames are just able to keep it on the right side of the half court, and now they can't. Turnover committed by UIC, and LSU will take over, up by 8. Flames are going with 5 subs right now, and since Ashleen Bracey has moved to this lineup, there has not been a whole lot of offensive momentum.
Yeah, the turnovers right now, 6 for the first quarter. That's not going to make Coach Bracey happy. And, you know, if I was her, I'd be sticking Frau Garcia back in there. Again, she's kind of the stabilizing force for this team.
Here's Gilbert. Gilbert gives it up down low, and it's intercepted by Dempsey-Tony. So UIC gets one right back. trying to stay in this game going into the second quarter. They were up 10-9. Haven't scored in a while. That's Clayton getting to the rim and getting to the line.
One of the keys to the game for the Flames, Terry, get to the rim. And that doesn't just mean dropping it down low. We see she attacks. Yeah, easy call with the arm-on-arm contact. But you have to force the defense to play defense, to guard you. And you do that by attacking the rim. Make the defense collapse. You're going to find somebody wide open.
First free throw is good for Chantrell Tutu Clayton, who's trying to find some minutes in her freshman year. Former high school All-American. Clayton out of St. Louis, Missouri, goes 1 of 2 at the line. And here come the Tigers trying to run. Williams fires it across court to Johnson. Johnson gives it up down low. Pass batted away by Dempsey Tony. Here comes Clayton. Nice job by Clayton watching her back and holding on to the ball as UIC sets up their offense. About a 4-second difference between shot and game clock here. Flames want to hold on as long as they can. Clayton gets the screen, drives to the left, 7 to shoot. Looking for Rimmer, and she fires it out of bounds.
Well, you have to credit the Tiger defense there. The constant pressure forces you out of your comfort zone. And the Flames, again, looked a little discombobulated there, Terry, where they didn't exactly know what they were running. They weren't all on the same page. That's the second possession where that's happened. They got to tighten that up here in the second quarter.
5 seconds for Michaela Williams. Williams steps right around Freeman, misses the three-pointer, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. A very competitive first quarter, but LSU set the clamps in defensively over the last few minutes. They open up a 7-point lead. On our way to the second, you're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Take a holiday from cooking this year with Popeye's Festive Family Box. Loads of biscuits, regular sides, and of course, our crowd-pleasing chicken, all for $20. This year, everyone gets exactly what they want.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
We ready?
I need to get me a new phone.
To another episode of Best of Both Worlds with Flage. Today, I've got a very special guest, a fellow LSU Tiger, a talented guard from Australia, and a very good friend of mine. Welcome to the show, Last Tier Poe. Yo.
Hey.
Your hometown is Melbourne. Am I saying that right? Melbourne?
Melbourne, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Melbourne, Australia.
Girl.
What is the biggest difference you've noticed between Australian basketball and the U.S. college game?
I would say that coming over here is more like athletic. And you guys just play really hard. Obviously, back home it's more like we go through fundamentals and just going through plays. And I feel like we kind of are more structured. Over here it's just more like free ball and you're just going to ball out. And it's more competitive. So I think that's the best part about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So...
I'm playing with you. Yeah.
I'm ready to play.
Which one are you ready to play against? Oh, I want to hear this one.
I want to play against Texas. I want to play against Texas.
How that?
They new to the SEC.
Yep.
Of course, South Carolina, like Tennessee, they got a new coach.
Yeah.
Who else? Oklahoma, never played them before. So, but I really want to play Texas. I got recruited by Texas and went on an official visit there, and it was nice. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, that's who I'm ready to play. I ain't gonna lie. I'm ready to just play in the SEC. Like every game is gonna be hard. Like this ain't gonna be no cakewalk. I might be telling like this is not gonna be a cakewalk. Like we gonna get SEC best defense, scouted to the max. Like I'm ready to play Mississippi State too.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to play everyone. But I think the biggest thing is just like coming in and just, I think return is like what it's like. But I think just even now, I know we're playing, unranked teams right now. But obviously, unranked teams, ranked teams, doesn't matter. I think just, getting into the flow of things. But we know like coming in, like, yeah, it's not going to be a cakewalk. But
the conference women's basketball tournament is heading to Evansville, Indiana. All the action takes place at Ford Center, March 13th through the 16th. And you can buy your all-session tickets now to save $20 by calling 312-413-8421 or order online at uicflames.com. With Chris Sparks, Terry Bonadonna with you from Credit Union One Arena on the west side of Chicago. UIC and LSU doing battle for the second time in their respective school histories. Just over 20 years ago, their first meeting. LSU was victorious in that one, and they're leading this one as well. 18-11 after a quarter of play. It's Tigers basketball as we start the second quarter. Last tier, Poa sets up the offense for LSU. Tigers started to heat up late in the first quarter as Williams misses the jumper, and the rebound grab by Micaiah Williams.
Flames doing a heck of a job just maintaining body contact with LSU every time a shot goes up, Terry. That's one of Coach Mulkey's hallmarks, is just the impressive way that they rebound every game.
Nice drive, Danielle Middleton, who's reached at from behind by Michaela Williams. Ashleen Bracey, third year at UIC, very similar to Kim Mulkey in that she came to a new program and completely built it from the ground up. She's really turned UIC into a Missouri Valley contender. Unlike Kim Mulkey, hasn't won any national championships, but she's young.
Heck of a coach.
Nice steal by UIC. Sandra Frau Garcia fires over to Danielle Middleton, who went over the midcourt line. There is Kim Mulkey in her fourth season at LSU after a long spell at Baylor. Won the national championship in year number 2 at Louisiana State. Aneesah Morrow knocks down a jumper.
Yeah, you can't give her that. She excels at that mid-range jump shot, Terry. You have to at least get up and challenge her, put a hand in her face.
Danielle Middleton has it poked away. Freeman keeps it alive.
And again here right now, the Flames just seeming a little out of sorts, Terry, and it's almost like they are all thinking that a different play that they're on. Somebody needs to get out there and calm them down a little bit, take control of the offense.
Middleton misses on the three-pointer. Here comes LSU, overthrown, and Middleton playing safety, able to track down that pass.
Well, that's just sticks in Coach Mulkey's crawl, talking to her before the game. These turnovers that come off a transition, and they want to press the issue, but at the same time, do it without turnovers.
Nice drive, Kimari Rimmer. UIC hanging around.
Watch this crossover on Johnson. She loves that right to left crossover.
Last tier, Poa fires the three off the back iron. Rebound tipped outside to Johnson.
The length that the Tigers have allows them to get these little tips and pieces of the ball every time the shot goes off the board.
Well, speaking of getting a piece of the ball, big time block from Kimari Rimmer.
Yeah.
It'll stay with LSU, 13 on the shot clock. Talked about how Ashleen Bracey and Kim Mulkey have both done a great job of building programs. 2 years ago, when Bracey took over at UIC, she authored a 12-and-a-half game turnaround, which was tied with Kim Mulkey for third best all time.
Both of those coaches appreciate fundamentals.
That's last tier Poa knocking down the layup.
Yeah, Poa getting really aggressive for the Tigers, showing a lot of emotion and attacking with purpose.
Middleton kicks it out to Rimmer. Kimari Rimmer guarded by her former teammate, Aneesah Morrow. There's Sandra Frau Garcia in the corner for three.
Well, that's good, simple basketball, Terry. And again, the Flames offense getting kind of stagnant. Everybody just watching around looking. A nice little penetration like that. Frau Garcia found the corner. Good, simple basketball.
Corner three, Michaela Williams rattles out. Rebound Rimmer. You know, we were talking about the turnarounds that these coaches have authored. You've been a coach. I don't know that there's a better compliment you can give a coach at this level than saying they are a program builder.
Well, it's one of the most difficult things to do, and that starts off with creating a culture, which both of these coaches do.
Aaron Freeman off balance, gets it to go.
Love the fire from Freeman there. But, you know, to your point, Terry, even more so these days in the age of the portal and NIL, it's easier to do that much quicker. But changing a culture wherever you go, whatever the situation, is always priority number one.
Johnson misses the three. Foul called underneath the basket. That one goes on the Tigers. Four-point lead for LSU.
think they might come to review this one to see if there might have been a little extracurricular activity on that play. We saw one player for the Flames hit the deck. It's getting physical under there, which is good, clean basketball, but
well, that's what they're going to try to figure out, right? If it is good, clean basketball or maybe slightly less clean basketball. Brian Garland, along with Kevin Peftel and Maggie Tiemann, who are today's officials.
And then when she got hit to the floor.
Yeah, so it's a personal foul on Jersey Wolfenbarger. And a technical, I believe, on Micaiah Williams. Brian Garland's given the word right now to Chris Sparks. We're going to take another look at it.
Yeah, so just as we thought there, Terry, defensive foul on LSU. They're going to shoot 2 free throws for the technical here, and then it'll be Flames ball after that.
Michaela Williams will take the technical shots for LSU.
You love a good physical game more than anything, Terry, and as long as it's clean, nobody knows. I mean, these girls are athletes, they're competitors. Stuff like this is going to happen. As long as it's good, clean, hard basketball, it's good for everybody all the way around here.
So the lead is up to 6 for LSU, and UIC will get the ball off of that foul call. Excuse me, LSU gets the ball because of the technical. Three-pointer for Morrow is good. What a big turnaround.
Yeah, you know, she doesn't shoot a lot of threes. I think that's her 9th attempt on the season. But when she does take them, they're with purpose and at the right time. She doesn't take any bad shots.
She's only taken 9, but she's made 4. It's a pretty good percentage as Freeman's shot just rims out. LSU will try to take its first double-digit lead of the game. Another 3 for Morrow, and this time it's an air ball.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you challenge a shot, right? I mean, she's had a lot of open looks where she can 1-2 step into her shot with no challenging. That time, Micaiah Williams just put a high hand up, and you saw what happened. You know, right now is the time for the Flames to build a little momentum here, Terry. They're starting to really settle into this game, and if they can continue with offensive movement and purpose, cut this lead a little short, they're going to be right there at halftime.
Aaron Freeman at the free throw line, steps back. Frau Garcia drives on Tier Poa, tried to give it up to Jada McLeod, but overthrew her.
Good
Michaela
idea,
Williams.
bad execution.
Williams gets the interception on one end, looking for the assist on this side. Samaya Smith finishes it off.
Yeah, nice look. And one of the things about really good transition offenses is they don't always get it on the first pass, the second pass, but a secondary transition, which the Tigers did right there.
Wide open, Freeman passes on the shot, gives it up to Micaiah Williams. Williams, top of the key, knocks it down.
Yeah, beautiful play, beautiful offense for the Flames. Nice breakdown of the defense by the Flames off the dribble. 1 or 2 dribbles is all it takes.
Morrow passes out to Poa out of the double team. Last tier, Poa drives on Sandra Frau Garcia and blocked, but right at Aneesah Morrow, and Morrow lays it in.
They just have a nose for the ball, and just because a shot goes up, they're not running back on defense. They're attacking the offensive glass with 3 people.
Here's Danielle Middleton. Good ball movement by the Flames, but there's just 10 on the shot clock now as Freeman drives, gets the contact in, finishes. Aaron Freeman playing well for the Flames here in the second quarter and taking us to a timeout. 4:06 to play, first half. LSU by 8, UIC shooting a free throw when we come back from the break. We got a good one brewing here. UIC so far refusing to let LSU pull away. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
This is ludicrous.
Ludicrous. All right, who called for ludicrous?
Sorry,
we went. This is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't tell ludicrous what's ludicrous. Ludicrous tells.
This was me struggling.
Well, both our first years, we won the Natty. You became a champ. What did that moment mean to you?
I think it was great just being in that team because we were all dogs. And I think because we had a chip on our shoulder, we came out like, was ready for everything.
Yeah.
I think just winning it overall, it was proving everyone wrong. Because I think it was like ranked 26, right? And I think just proving everyone wrong was the best feeling and celebrating everything that people thought of us. So it was great.
No, most definitely. I think that year we really did have a chip on our shoulder. It was like every game we just had to prove something because they was talking hot about us. I remember that, bro. No lie.
They was talking crazy about everyone. So
no cap.
And we lost 2 games that whole season. So it was just nothing to play about. But I love that team.
Me too.
So it was fun.
What did you take away from the championship run that you still apply to your game today? Like what do you think was like, okay, I found my niche and this is what I'm gonna do in order to help the team in order to be great?
I feel like defensively would be charges. Just kind of reading how people are and just how they move. And I think that's one of the biggest things just on defensive end, like reading what player I'm guarding first. Because there's no point of guarding a shooter and trying to take a charge straight off the bat. Kind of reading, obviously doing a lot of film work, seeing what type of moves they have. And I think the biggest thing is like coming out knowing like being patient, I would say, because that game it was high, and obviously like that was the biggest crowd I've ever played in. So I think just being patient, being locked in. So yeah.
No, most definitely. It's like
Who is the last SEC opponent that UIC faced at home? That is today's trivia question. The last SEC opponent UIC faced at home. I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you. Aaron Freeman knocks down the free throw. I can tell you the last time UIC hosted a ranked team here was in December of 2019. They took on Florida State, ranked number 12 at the time. I was there for that one. That was actually the first game I ever worked at UIC. Turnaround is good in the paint. Samaya Smith.
Yeah, just too easy for Smith there. She is such an adept player on the post with her footwork and her poise. You have to make it difficult for her to get positioned that low, Terry.
9-point lead for LSU. Freeman's been keeping UIC afloat lately. She gives it up to Christian Young. Micaiah Williams from the outside. No good.
And again, Flames just not getting any sort of purpose or movement on the offensive end. Too much one-on-one.
Johnson along the baseline, gives it up to Smith. Jumper for Samaya Smith is good, and she's got 8.
Yeah, very, very smooth, very adept player with that mid-range gain, which was initiated by Johnson with the right to left, going to the baseline, drawing in 2 players.
Christina Lu for UIC takes it in, pulls up, misses off the back rim. Rebound tipped into the hands of Aaron Freeman. Freeman's pass deflected, but she's able to track it down. Deep 3, Christina Lu.
Love the fight of the Flames here. They're getting good looks, Terry. They're just not knocking them down from 3-point range now, though. 4 for 9, 45% on the evening. It's keeping them in this game, as is their defense.
Flage Johnson, no good, but a foul call.
Well, the golden rule of basketball there, you never foul the jump shooter, and certainly not if it's Flage Johnson. What the Flames are doing, Terry, is they are protecting the paint from about 6 feet, 7 feet outside the rim so much that they're giving up these opportunities, these 15, 17-foot jump shots, and the Tigers are knocking them down.
Flage Johnson's got 9 points so far tonight. A couple of those from the free throw line. She'll get 2 more shots right here. She misses the first. Erin Freeman for UIC leads all scorers with 10 points. Johnson trying to match her with this one. 36-27, 2:20 to play first half. Big 2 minutes for UIC trying to stay in the game, give themselves a fighting chance in the second half.
And we've seen what Freeman is doing. When she gets a nice little ball screen and she attacks off of it, she's able to turn the corner and play through contact to finish. If I'm Coach Bracey, I'm going to set up some ISO plays for her like that.
Micaiah Williams with the right hand knocks it down.
Really nice attack and finish by Micaiah Williams. You know, as we said, she's no stranger and she's not afraid of anyone. She will attack and deliver, especially in big moments.
It's Miracle Shepard missing on the pull-up. Kimari Rimmer grabs the rebound. UIC can pull to within 2 possessions here. Turnaround, Micaiah Williams, air ball. And here comes Shepard for LSU. Shepard is in. Jada Richard is in as Kim Mulkey extends the bench a little bit late in the first half. This is Richard firing the 3 and draining it.
Well, that all started because the Flames were doing what's called icing the ball screen, forcing it to the baseline, and they stuck with it, but there was a little bit of contact off the ball screen, and they let the LSU ball carrier turn the corner for a wide open 3. You have to commit to that ISO on the wing defensively.
Shot clock is at 10 for the Flames. Rimmer working against Smith. Blocked, gets it back. Micaiah Williams, the nice fake, steps in for 2 and misses the jumper. Here come the Tigers. Final minute of play, first half. Lobbed ahead for Morrow, off her fingertips. Somehow she keeps it in bounds. And an offensive foul called on Aneesah Morrow.
Well, what a tough defensive play by Christian Young there, Terry, to stand her ground on the post there, keep her hands up, which you know is going to expose your face to an elbow, and then take the contact. The officials are going to look at this just to make sure there was nothing intentional. I think this is just going to be a basketball play and move on, but we'll see.
That's a hard elbow to the face any way you slice it.
Yep.
Whether intentional or not, that one did not feel too good for Christian Young. So the officials will take a look at this one before UIC gets the ball back. Just about a half minute to play in the first half. At Incan Law, the attorneys understand the challenges Chicagoans face when dealing with the legal issues involving workers' comp, personal injury, wrongful death, slip and fall, and motor vehicle accident cases. As the official law partner for the UIC Flames, they are here to help. Visit ankinlaw.com or call 312-60000 for more information. Oh, we're getting a look at the replay right now. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Christian, first off, she squares her shoulders up. This is perfect defensive positioning. She has both feet set. She's standing her ground. Oh, that might go for intentional. I mean, that was a swing straight back. Now, how do you determine if a play like that is intentional when the offensive player had her back turned to the defensive player? It'll be interesting to see what the officials do on this one. I can see this one going either way.
Well, it's a high elbow, right? And it makes a difference that Christian Young is 5'5" guarding 6'1" Aneesah Morrow. So the elbows are going to be high regardless. We're going to give the explanation to the coaches right now. I mean, that, like I said, is a hard elbow to the face. Regardless of intent, that does not feel good for Christian Young.
Yeah.
They are calling it intentional.
So I think that's a good call. And again, like I said, that can go 50-50 because, you know, Smith is a lot shorter. But anyway, anytime you lead with an elbow like that, most of the time, if it goes square to the face, that's going to be called an intentional foul. Big opportunity for the Flames here to creep within 8 points, get a little bit more momentum going into halftime.
We saw a technical foul called against UIC a little while ago that was a huge turning point in the game. It was a quick 5-point swing in LSU's favor. And now UIC at the end of the half has a chance to pull the same trick. If they can pull out 4 or 5 points on this possession before the half, we've got a game going into the break.
Yeah, and you know, the thing I love about it too, Terry, is both these teams are playing hard and physical, you know, and that's what both teams want to do, both coaches want to do. It's nothing that's dirty. It's just good, hard, physical basketball.
So about 3 seconds between shot and game clock. UIC is going to use as much of the clock as they possibly can. Christian Young being guarded by Richard, starts to make a move and loses a handle on the ball. Here come the Tigers. Morrow fires ahead to Johnson. Shepard is fouled with 4 seconds on the clock.
Well, just talk about a heartbreaking situation for the Flames right there. Trying to dribble out that much clock and that much time, you have to make sure that you're going to be able to maintain that ball. If not, run a play where just creating some false motion, Terry, work the ball around, maybe you draw a foul. But with a team that's as aggressive defensively as LSU, you have to protect the ball.
For more than 60 years, the Peace Corps has celebrated the diversity of cultures around the world. They continue to build on their mission through their dedication of advancing equity and inclusion. To learn more about how you can join the Peace Corps, visit peacecorps.gov. Miracle Shepard makes 1 of 2. It's a 9-point game. 4 seconds on the clock. Here comes Aaron Freeman across half court. Freeman pulls up for 3, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Really good first half, Chris. This was not domination by LSU at all.
Good physical game, and I think the Flames have to be happy to walk out of here under double digits with all the turnovers they have, 12, and all the missed shots. It's going to be a heck of a second half, Terry.
20 entertaining minutes of basketball behind us. We've got 20 more good ones still to go. Halftime here at Credit Union One Arena in Chicago, Illinois. It's LSU 40, UIC 31. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
BK melts. Wanna warm up? This sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BK melt season is tasty bliss. BK, have it your way.
Smoking. Choose a path that works best for you.
Today is Aneesah Morrow, All-American player forward for the LSU women's basketball team. Aneesah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I got some of these numbers before we got on here, and obviously your stats throughout your career are incredible. Your first 2 years at DePaul, you come over to LSU, averaged 16.5 points, 10 boards, 21 double-doubles last year. But you are the number 1 player in the country and active players in rebounding this year. Does it make you feel like a vet when you hear, those career numbers, the number 1 in rebounding, number 3 in scoring amongst active players?
I wouldn't say I feel like a vet. When I hear those numbers, honestly, I just think about my first day of practice at DePaul and calling my mother and just like, I don't know if I could do this because of the conditioning and just the intensity was so different. And just taking on that challenge and pushing myself to strive for better, but also being consistent. And I feel like over my 4 years of college, you get to see the consistency on the basketball floor in the academics, just overall.
Yeah. I know out of high school, I mean, you had a great career in high school and whatnot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you weren't like the most recruited player out of high school. What was that like to kind of navigate and just kind of always be kind of not an underdog, but having to, find your role, find your place?
For me, I would say just keeping faith, just trusting in my parents. My parents helped me throughout the whole process. I would say the reason why I wasn't highly recruited was because of injury when I was younger, having knee surgery and everything like that, kind of being off the circuit a little bit for a minute, but I took that as a challenge. one thing that I always pride myself off is nobody will ever know that I'm injured or had a knee surgery. And I feel like I play like that. A lot of people wouldn't be able to tell if they watch me play. But just staying to the course and staying focused on what I want to accomplish. And I know that that took some days of just having different responsibilities and having my priorities figured out kind of younger than a lot of people in my age were doing.
Yeah. And then you enter the portal. And so, that your visit to LSU was big. Everybody was all excited about that. Did that feel like, your first like real like major like recruitment, like, oh my gosh, like I'm on the map and everybody's kind of talking about me in that way?
Yes, I would say that was the biggest recruitment for me, of course, because when I was recruited coming out of high school, it was COVID. So I didn't get the full experience and I wanted to stay close to home. You just never knew what would happen with COVID. But actually getting the experience that I had and seeing the love from all the schools was just something that I kind of look back on still to this day. Like a lot of people would never be able to say they got that opportunity to be recruited, but that highly recruited.
Yeah. And then real quick, talk about last year. What was the challenge of trying to fit in on a team with that much star power and that much talent, but then also like being yourself at the same time where you did have an effective season?
For me, it's never about fitting in. For me, it's just about being myself within an environment. You could be uncomfortable majority of the time, but you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's kind of what last year was for me. Of course, coming to a new university, a big university at that, having all of these sports and a major campus and major teams and just the internet as well. Like just seeing how social media was, it was just a very eye-opening for me. And it was opening experience that I welcomed. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for the task. I'm going to take it on. I'm about to put my name on the map and just continue to be consistent, I feel like was the main thing for me, to not let an environment, just kind of trying to adapt to my environment, but also be consistent and stay true to myself.
Yeah. I like how you phrased that. It's more of adapting than it is like fitting in to a degree, which is different. I was obviously I covered the team. I follow, every game and whatnot. And I went back in last year's schedule again, looked at it, and that trip to the Cayman Islands where obviously Samaya goes down, which sucks. But Angel's not there. And it was kind of like your coming out party to a degree. I think it was like 30 points and 16 rebounds, something along those lines in those games. What do you remember about those games and kind of having that kind of breakout performance?
I talked to Coach G about this and we kind of laugh about it still to this day. It felt like DePaul. Like it felt like I was back at playing like DePaul ball. Yeah. And for me, just kind of looking back on it, I was relaxed. Even when I told you when I came here, I was comfortable being uncomfortable. I felt like that was my moment right there where I could actually open up my game and just play as freely as I wanted to.
Yeah. Did you ever have what's your first memory of Kim Mulkey, like in a practice setting, or did you have like a welcome to Kim Mulkey type of a moment early on?
I would just say, honestly, it would just be like her intensity in practice. Yep. And that's kind of every day. So I would say the first day of practice, you
just got used to it.
Yeah, eventually. You just get used to it. But me, the type of player that I am, I'm kind of quiet. And Coach knew that. So a lot of things weren't really said to me when I first got here. She was like, okay, we're trying to gauge each other. Of course, she recruited me. But at the same time, being in that environment, on the basketball court was a lot different.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned you're a little quieter. Obviously, you're really passionate on the court. What has it been like for you now going into this fourth season, trying to be a little bit more vocal, a little bit more of a leader? Obviously, Angel's gone. Just what is that kind of mindset like for you? How do you approach that?
Yeah. I've sat down and talked to Coach all the time about it. She told me she wanted me to be more of a vocal leader. She wants me to she knows that I lead by example and my teammates will follow, but she wants me to be more verbal. And that's something that I've been working on in practice. I've gotten a lot better at it, actually. And just seeing that growth and just feeling comfortable, your coaches are putting that, how would I say, confidence in you. They're pouring that confidence in you to be more vocal and be more of a leader. And for me, I'm taking on a challenge, like I said, to be the best teammate that I can, to be the captain that I need to be, because I know my teammates will love to play with me. I want to be that teammate where if it's a 2-on-2 and you got one more person to pick, I'm the first person you want to pick on your team. Just being able to go out there and play hard and be vocal and just be able to help my teammates.
Yeah. Where did the rebounding tenacity come from for you?
I would say in high school, when I came back from tearing my ACL, I couldn't move as fast as I was, so they took me off the perimeter. My mother was my high school coach, and they put me in the post. I wasn't the tallest, like even now, I'm not the tallest in the post, but I used to complain to her and be like, I can't get the ball. Like, I can't get the ball. And she like, well, I know how you could get the ball. You can either get the ball from a rebound or a steal. So I try to pride myself on defending and rebounding so I could be able to get the ball. So I don't want to complain about, I didn't get this pass, I didn't get this.
Yeah.
So just growing up and maturing within the game, a rebound doesn't hurt your team. A steal doesn't hurt your team. So just doing things that are unselfish on my team.
Yeah. You mentioned the steals. I had wrote a story last year about how you and Flage especially were just kind of like hounding teams like on the wings. I think it was for Kim Mulkey, it was like her highest steal percentage team or something like that. Was that something you could like sense, you could like feel with you and Flage? And obviously Angel as well is very switchable. Did you feel that last year that y'all were like, okay, we have this like core that's like really long and just get after people?
I would say my IQ with that, since I've been working on it since high school, is very good. I try to bait a lot of my opponents into passing the ball and kind of paying attention to their body language. And, of course, in the film as well. I watch a lot of film and just see how my opponents are. And I feel like me and Flage kind of took that challenge on, because she was like, I'm going to get more steals than you today. And I'm like, no, you're not getting more steals than me today. So we kind of put that challenge, especially on the wing, and with me being able to switch off as well.
Yeah. It feels like everything in y'all's program is always built on like that little friendly competition that you'll have. Like you and Angel rebounds, you and Flage steals and stuff like that. Over the offseason, was there any part of your game that you were really focused on? I mean, like, I really want to be better in this aspect compared to where I was last year?
I will honestly say first was taking care of my body better. I feel like I do a good job with my diet and my nutrition and recovery, but I felt like I needed to take that to another level. So that's what I focused on a lot throughout the summer, but also knocking down shots with people in my face, coming off the dribble, coming off of ball screens, having the ball in my hand a lot more, and dribbling.
Yeah. What was I know y'all lost to South Carolina at home. It was an incredible game, incredible atmosphere. Was that a moment for you that was kind of eye-opening in terms of the crowd and just the atmosphere they all had there?
Yes. That game was probably, in my opinion, one of the best games, especially with our fans last year.
That up. And we're really excited to have the national stage to tell you all the great things going on at our great university.
And a great women's sports program here as well, not just the basketball team, but up and down. This is a really good opportunity to showcase that.
Yeah, and you know what, I'll tell you, I love every single woman on our basketball team. I know all of them, and the same is true for all of our women athletes. They are fantastic role models.
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody, that was like that was an incredible atmosphere. You hitting that three early on, it was like, everything was going. When we get to this year, what has it been like working with Simone Augustus, who's obviously I mean, she has a statue in front of the building. What has it been like working with her and learning from her so far?
It's been great learning from her. I try to listen. I pride myself on listening and practice as much as I can because our coaches focus so much on details. And I feel like if I can get the little details right, then I could be able to beat my opponent in on any position. And I feel like that's something that Coach Money focus on, details. And I know that that's something that they focus on in the league and how far she went. And she's an All-American. She's a Hall of Famer. Like, she's done it all. So you want to listen to her. She comes in with this great energy every day. She's always trying to uplift you, tell you what you could do better. Your foot should have been there, or maybe you should have been in your position a little bit lower in your defensive stance. And that's the reason why you got beat. So she's very good with teaching and just staying in the moment.
Yeah. Obviously, y'all get Samaya back this year, and we know how talented she is as a player. But you also, add players, a lot of transfers, 3 guard, Jersey as well. Just overall, how do you feel about this year's team just as y'all get started? And you're, 3 weeks from an exhibition game, which is crazy. We're already here, but how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great about this team, honestly. I feel like we have a lot of pieces that we're putting together, but something that we lacked last year was speed, and we have speed. You have a lot of dogs on our team, a lot of players that play with a chip on their shoulder, kind of went from other schools and came here, and they felt like they were that underdog, which you described me as earlier. So when you have a lot of underdogs that's coming together and playing together with a chip on their shoulder, I feel like some big things can be done.
Yeah, specifically with Samaya, how have you seen her get back from that injury? I mean, you mentioned you've gone through some knee injuries as well. And so is she.
Classic bacon shrimp.
I went and watched practice, and she looked like she was getting back into it.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed about Samaya is she stays very consistent in the training room. And I feel like that it will be the start of it all, staying consistent there. But I try to tell her, you got to be patient with yourself because it's not just going to happen right then and there. So Samaya looks good. She's running very good. She's able to jump off her feet. But there's some days where she might get a little on her head. And I'm like, you got to be patient. Like, you got to remember that it's a process. So I feel like that's really all with her, like just having a little bit more patience with herself.
Yeah. That's really most of what I had. Have you been on Flage's podcast yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my! So Michaela got the call before you?
Yeah, I got to talk to her about that too.
Jeez. Oh man, I thought I missed it. I said, surely Aneesah's been on. Come on now, Flage. Gotta get going. But yeah, that's all I had. I appreciate you for coming on. I know you're busy. I know season's about to start. I just wanted to kind of talk to you about this season. With LSU fans are obviously excited for it.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
A strong start. LSU made a run, but they didn't pull away.
Well, it's just the game of runs, right? And we've seen UIC try to find their footing in the half court, a little bit of transition. They're getting wide open looks, but they're not knocking them down, Terry.
Yeah, early in the game, they were especially getting some good looks. Had a few problem
breakdown plays for the Flames, for those two, off of good ball movement. And the Tigers' defense is good, but it doesn't have that aggressiveness that we've seen from a Coach Mulkey coach team in the past. Both of these coaches, strong defensive titans for their own programs and culture. It's going to be a heck of a second half, Terry.
Well, keep in mind, LSU averages 93 points per game. UIC has them right now on pace for only about 80. So for as well as they've played at times, we got a good game going with 20 minutes still in front of us. The Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball Tournament app presented by Great Southern Bank.
All right, Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, Lord, we just come to you before the second half, Lord, and we pray that your grace and your mercy would locate our team, that our chemistry would get together, Lord, that we would stop all the turnovers, that we would listen to our coaches, that we would be able to execute what we do in practice, that we would pull away and we would be able to win in a dominant fashion. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray. Amen.
It has been fun throughout this evening because it's one of the bigger crowds we've ever seen for a women's basketball game at UIC. we look at today's major of the match, disability and human development. This is the segment of the broadcast that exists solely to make me feel bad about myself, because I don't think any of the subjects we've ever covered on major of the match. I think that I would fail every one of those classes, but I don't have to take them. So I'm just going to leave it at that for right now as we take a look at some of the stats from the first half. UIC shooting just 29% from the field, but LSU, 39% from the field overall. LSU at 42% right now. Both teams shooting the ball well from the outside. LSU 4 of 11 on threes. UIC 5 of 11. The big difference in this game right now, Chris, I think has been turnovers. UIC has committed 12 of them.
Well, it's not only the turnovers, but it's the conversion of those turnovers. 15 points for the Tigers off those turnovers. And again, good teams make you pay. Defensively, you get pressure up, you get hands in the lane, in the passing lanes. We've seen the Tigers do a fantastic job, Terry, of anticipating passes or plays, and then just taking advantage of some of the Flames' apprehension. We'll see some of the UIC point guards out there just kind of dribbling, not know who or where they're going, and the Tigers just come right after you, pressure up, steal a pass, and go and convert it at the other end.
Flames fans, the newly remodeled Holiday Inn and Suites Chicago downtown offers amenities businesses and leisure travelers desire. Sports fans will appreciate the proximity to UIC, a short walk from many popular Chicago attractions like the Art Institute, Greektown, Willis Tower, Skydeck, and more. Holiday Inn and Suites Chicago downtown is a proud sponsor of the UIC Flames. Visit them at holidayinn.com or call 888-HOLIDAY. Chris, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, from the Flames side, they have to clean everything up. They're lucky to be down by just 9. Get some offensive movement. On defense, one shot, when that ball goes up, they have to not only engage physicality with the LSU rebounders, but they have to drive them back because of the player length for LSU. Second thing for the Flames, get to the foul line, keep attacking. If I'm Coach Mulkey now with my team, I'm not happy with the inconsistency of everything. The turnovers off of transition, the lack of getting the ball into the post effectively, and then just knocking down simple offensive rebounds.
Starters on the floor for both teams as we start the second half. UIC gets the opening possession. Going from left to right now, it's Danielle Middleton. Flames had it late in the first half with a chance to make it a 6 or a 7 point game at halftime. Jumper. And it's going to stay with UIC. They turned it over in those closing seconds, but LSU wasn't able to convert going the other way.
And Micaiah is capable of knocking down those shots. Again, that's an end of shot clock type of possession, but she's a player that can go one-on-one with anybody.
5-second call against UIC. Sandra Frau-Garcia had some trouble getting the ball in, and so UIC turns it over on their opening possession of the second half.
Just a careless turnover there. You can't have turnovers like that when you're playing high-level teams that make you pay for those turnovers, as the Tigers do.
Last tier, Poa sets up the offense for LSU. Pull up for Flage Johnson. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Well, Flage likes to get that little leg kick out, Terry, whenever she goes up for the jump shot. And she loves the mid-range. You saw the Flame trying to isolate her to the left side. And
all right, guys, I'm going to do a refresh real quick, and then it should work. I think the same thing, Cold World. I just told them I love them, but I can't. So give me 1 second, okay? Because it wasn't lagging before I said that, did it? Was it?
Have been leading the way along with
give it 1
Aneesah
second.
Morrow.
It should be
3
that
of them
good.
have combined for 27 of LSU's 41 points.
Little press here by the Tigers. We'll see how the Flames handle it.
Micaiah Williams handles it pretty well, getting into the paint. Big first half for Erin Freeman. She starts off her second half by getting to the free throw line.
And I love what the Flames are doing here. You have a team that presses so good like LSU, and they beat the press with passing, not dribbling. And when Micaiah, I believe, attacked and didn't have an easy basket, she pulled it out. But right when she just turned around and then got the ball to Erin Freeman.
It should be that good, guys.
That's good.
Thanks for letting me know.
11 points for Erin Freeman. She's also got 4 rebounds, a couple of assists. Freeman is playing really well so far tonight. Senior transfer from Coastal Carolina who has seen her minutes tick up and up as the season has gone on.
And I like this, a little full court one-on-one pressure by Frau Garcia. Make it difficult for the Tigers to initiate their offense comfortably.
Knocked out of bounds. Middleton touched it last. It'll stay here. UIC got off to a good start. Two teams went back and forth in the first half, and now the question is, can they withstand an LSU charge out of halftime? And so far, so good for the Tigers as last year Poa goes to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Well, Poa read that one just right, Terry. She caught the ball in the wing and saw that Frau Garcia was up and out of position. Straight line drive to the rim, late rotation over for the foul in the and one. Again, the Tigers are going to beat you on all the little details if you don't stick to the fundamentals. That time, too much pressure on the defense one-on-one, slow rotation over. Poa up for the three-point play.
Last year, Poa is really pushing her offensive game today. She's already hit her season high in terms of field goal attempts in this game. She is, without question, a pass-first offensive player. And in the starting lineup more for her defense than anything, but she's been aggressive in this game.
Certainly a competitor.
5 points, couple of assists for Poa today. Micaiah Williams, good body control inside, not able to finish though.
Yeah, those are the ones that the Flames have to knock down.
Johnson on the other end. Long arms, can't finish it off, and looked like Wolfenbarger stepped out of bounds on the rebound attempt.
Well, 11-point lead for the Tigers here. If I'm Coach Bracey, we need to get some sort of offensive rhythm going in this half. Right now, Flames 0 for 2 from the field.
Sandra Frau Garcia is going to send it the other way. A moving screen called on Christina Eliu.
Yep.
And a turnover.
Have to have the feet set on that one, Terry. Anytime you're going to set a screen, you have to give the defensive player half a step. And again, just kind of a careless little foul. And these are the little details that Coach Bracey is so good at and just really frustrates you as a coach when you see things like this.
Christian Young checks in. Frau Garcia to the sideline. 11-point lead for LSU. Michaela Williams trying to add to it. Misses the jumper. Long rebound out to Morrow. Aneesah Morrow in double figures. Once again, rebounding today. She's been there all but one game this season. And she's adding to her points total as well.
Yeah, Aneesah loves that little square up and jab step to see what the defense will do. And if they drop their hands, this is easy 7-foot shot.
13-point lead for the Tigers. It's their biggest of the night. Aaron Freeman in traffic. Gives it up. Micaiah Williams, rather. No good. Another chance for Williams. Missed it again. A fight for the loose ball. We're going to have a kick called against Freeman.
Well, you have to love the competitiveness of the Flames here. And a couple things that need to be looked at. Micaiah Williams has missed 3 bunnies. She has to knock those down for this Flame team. If the guards for UIC are going to penetrate and get to the rim like that, Terry, you have to finish. If you draw the defense over and they load on one side, leaving somebody, a rim runner, wide open, you have to catch the ball high, finish high.
UIC still looking for their first field goal of the second half. LSU's created a little separation. Johnson with Freeman right in her face. Loses the ball, gets it back. Inside, we've got a whistle and a foul called on UIC.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble play there, just got physical, and situations like that usually goes to the offensive side.
So Johnson is going to be given 2 free throws here. Made 1 of 2 on her last trip. The first one's good here. Go-Go Squeeze is super excited to be sitting courtside with the athletes of UIC. With a variety of deliciously fruity flavors, there's something for the whole Flames family to love. Go-Go Squeeze offers pouch options that are gluten-free, nut-free, dairy-free, as well as kosher certified. For active people, we made Go-Go Squeeze Active Fruit Blend with electrolytes, which help replenish some of the essential minerals after exercise.
I keep a box of those in my car, the Apple ones.
I know, and I've been waiting for you to share them with me,
Yeah.
and it hasn't happened yet. I thought you were going to bring a bunch of them in for me today. Need more electrolytes. Long 2 for Micaiah Williams off the back iron. Rebound to Johnson.
Yeah, again, Micaiah getting good looks.
Ooh. Foul called on UIC. Flage Johnson will go back to the free throw line.
Well, Flage Johnson attacks the rim with reckless abandon in a controlled manner, which is what you want as a coach and especially as a player. She has control of herself and the ball. More than anything, she's really adept at drawing fouls, but not taking herself off balance to do it, which is something that's very difficult to do.
Johnson's making a living at the free throw line. This is already her third trip there in the third quarter. We're just over 3 minutes in. Johnson's got 13 points tonight, averages 20 per game. Leading the way for LSU, but they can beat you just about anywhere. 4 different players averaging in double figures for the Tigers. Johnson's got 14. 16-point game. UIC still looking for their first field goal of the second half. Christina Eliu for 3. No good. And a foul called on the floor as Christian Young hits the deck. It's on LSU underneath the basket.
Yeah, I believe that one was on Poa that time. Again, Freeman does such a good job of just getting in the right place to catch the ball off the board. She's very heady. The best rebounders are. That time, Poa just didn't like her where she was and let her know.
LSU forced a 5-second call a few minutes ago. They do it again here. Twice in the last 3 minutes, UIC has been called for a 5-second violation.
Yeah, that's a tough one. On out-of-bounds plays, Terry, the key is setting good, hard, strong screens to get somebody open. You have to make contact and then rub your defender off shoulder to shoulder so you get open.
Williams nearly lost the pass, but she's able to track it down. Driving on LU, the pull-up jumper is good.
Well, that's just a tough shot. And we're seeing, something really interesting with the Tigers is a lot of mid-range shots, which is really a lost art in today's basketball game.
Kimari Rimmer blocked inside by Morrow. How much of that is the length of LSU? They're able to free themselves up in the mid-range over smaller defenders.
Absolutely plays a part in it.
Jumper for Morrow is no good. And the putback is there. LSU's lead now 20 points, 53-33, as we get set to take a break. Tigers pulling away here in the second half. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
This is ludicrous.
Ludicrous. All right, who called for ludicrous?
Can we use the main TV up there to see what we're supposed to be seeing instead of this?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right, good.
You don't need me for this. Hang on. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good thing you have State Farm. Just file a claim on the app or call us.
Guess I can go.
Don't you mean roll out?
No, I don't.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yo, something really has tears in my eyes. I am cracking up. Let me see if I can show y'all real quick while we on this break. This has me hollering. Dang, I'm not signed in. Will it let me automatically sign in? Whoo-wee. It gets serious. But watch. Y'all see what the score just was before we did that additional halftime prayer, right? Look at somebody say this really just had me weak, y'all. We do not play. Did y'all see the score before? Look at after the prayer. We didn't separate it at all. Don't play with us. Prayer works. Prayer works, people. It works. This is real. Why? Ooh, somebody said this is how I know the score was closed. This is how I know this. But always throw that prayer in the chat for real. Alrighty, where the game at? Here we go.
Oh, it's hard, but I will always.
David, wake up.
Six Element. And I know that it ain't promised, but I know I keep on grinding. And my dream gon' start with perfect timing. And in the end, I'm gonna be shining. Now I won't quit, cause I'm on my way, yeah. And I know my day finna come, so I'm just timing it out. I just keep my head up, and I'm just grinding it out. I know what I'm about, but really they just finding it out. What come with the rain, the same thing gon' come with the drought. I'm playing the game, no sleeping, got me twisting and turning. I'm living, I'm learning, feel like I've been preaching a sermon. And I thank God, yeah, cause he ain't leave me in the dark, yeah.
Ohio this Sunday, and then after the Christmas break, Missouri State a week from Sunday. So a chance for a little home cooking for UIC, and then they go on the road after that for 4 consecutive games. So they do not play their first home game in 2025 until January 17th. LSU heading out for Christmas after this one. They get their holiday break a little bit earlier than UIC. Well earned. This is their 14th game of the season already. It's also their 3rd game in the last 6 days in 3 different locations. So it's been a pretty grueling week for the Tigers. But so far they've shown well, trying to win their 14th game in a row. And they've got a big lead on UIC. Christina LU has it knocked away, chases it back down. LU backing in, turnaround no good. McLeod, second chance, will go to the line.
That's the way to do it. I mean, great job by Jada to get the ball, and then don't even hesitate. Don't wait for the length of the Tigers to come and rotate over. So we see straight up, catch it. She brought it down and just went straight back up. Didn't allow the Tigers defense to set up, draws the foul. Good, smart play.
McLeod knocks down the first free throw. Hampton Inn and Suites, a brand new addition to Illinois Medical District. Come and see it for yourself. The hotel features 135 rooms, including 50 studio rooms and free breakfast every day of your stay. Hampton Inn and Suites Medical District is a proud partner of UIC Athletics. They can't wait to welcome you. UIC is still looking for their first field goal of the second half, but they've got a few from the free throw line as Kimari Rimmer forces the steal. Here's Freeman dishing it to Rimmer, and there's your first field goal.
Well, that's just textbook. Push the ball, get it out, easy basketball. Easy points.
Richard back in the game for LSU. Morrow drives and kicks. Michaela Williams short on the 3. Rebound tipped in the hands of Flage Johnson. No good. Fight for the loose ball and a tie-up. 17-point lead for LSU as we've reached the under 5-minute timeout here in Chicago. Flames fighting to stay in this one. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Finish your gift list today. Up to 50% off select hoodies, sweatshirts, and more. 20% off select Hoka shoes. Up to 40% off NCAA hoodies, polos, and quarter zips. Order by December 19th to get your gifts in time. Give the gift of sport at Dick's.
Yeah, biggest phone, yeah. Biggest phone, big phone flash. Look, and they say big four was you scared. They make diamonds up out of pressure. Put 100 on their head. It's about time they gotta respect us. I really need a 10 if I'm signing. Ain't nothing less in my mind. It gotta be special. My grind is just so excessive. They be talking down, but I don't ever let it get to me. Came to LSU my freshman year and we made history. I was trying to wait and serve the game. They wasn't tipping me. Soundtrack of my life and I'm just conducting a symphony. Ballin' this ain't rented. Billy windows tinted. Working on my image. Up in my percentage. Put the pendant on the trophy. You ain't winning, don't approach me. Pull up courtside in the crazy fit. I look like Moki. I just hit $1 million. My bank account looking silly. I'm hitting them like the Phillies. The coldest flow in the city. Like John Morant, I'm like gritty. I've never asked for a penny. I'm blocking them like I'm Jenny. Ain't know me, man. It's just in me. I'm like, get away to hibernate. They let the beast outside the cage. Ain't try to play. They counting me out. I feel some type of way. Keep making up stories. I'm like, which one they gon' write today? Keep switching these scores. I'm like, which one I'm gon' like today? On God. Big four, biggest four. Yeah, big four. Let's go.
Got it, baby, that's the name.
Yeah, see the greatest. They really be capping, I see the haters. I be beating the beat like Anita Baker. And I'm stacking the hundreds, you see the acres. They tryna be funny, I'm tryna get money. I guess in the end, I'ma see you later. And I just want a daddy, did it for my daddy.
Time to take a look at our trivia answer. The last SEC opponent UIC faced at home, you have to go back to 2002. 22 years ago, they took on Ole Miss at the UIC Pavilion. Flames hosted Cincinnati in the season opener this year. It's not often a Missouri Valley school, Chris, gets to host a Big 12 opponent and an SEC opponent in the same year.
I mean, that just says everything about Coach Gracie and her program and the respect for the rest of the basketball community has for her.
Wolfenbarger is fouled and is able to finish. Jersey Wolfenbarger, chance for a three-point play.
Well, you know, again, we talked about down here on the other end about not making physical contact to get somebody open. Tigers do a great job of setting her up for that screen.
And she's not a bad three-point shooter either.
Well, like we talked about, Aneesah picks and chooses at the right point. I mean, that's a sign of a pro, knowing, you know, when to shoot, not taking bad or ill-advised shots.
Christina Eliu answers on the other end.
We've seen LU capable of knocking down those shots. Good penetration and kick there.
Turnaround for Flage Johnson. No good. Wolfenbarger reaches up for the rebound and gets herself fouled by Jada McLeod.
Yeah, so Jada, I feel your pain there. But when you're going up against that type of size and length, yeah, I mean, if you absolutely want to get that call, you have to get lower. You have to drive the offensive player back, and then you have to sell it. You got to get that Grammy out, or I'm sorry, that Oscar, and you got to sell that foul, Terry.
She wants a Grammy too, but
yeah, why not?
Comes later.
Yeah.
She'll sing the anthem. Chicago Event Graphics, a proud partner of UIC Athletics, offers retail in-store graphics, corporate graphics, and printing, street signs, production, professional installation, everything your business needs for the highest quality signage. Visit them at chicagoeventgraphics.com. 0 for 2, but an offensive rebound, and Michaela Williams misses the turnaround. Finally, UIC clears it. Chantrell Clayton bounces it in to Kimari Rimmer. LU hit the three on the last possession, passes it off this time. Clayton works her way inside, blocked out of bounds, and a foul call.
Yeah, good job and good attack. You know, every time that you go hard to the rim when Poa's guarding you, she's not going to just back off. So if you can get the angle and get your shoulders going towards the rim and up through the contact, you're going to get a foul. As you see right there, hand check multiple times coming off the turn, and then also, she again, swiping down on the ball.
Second foul on last tier Poa. Clayton to the line, where she is 8 of 12 for the season, now 8 of 13. On your next trip to Chicago, stay at Chicago's Sweet Spot, Embassy Suites Magnificent Mile, and score big with up to 15% off the best available rate. Book online at embassymagmile.com and enter special rate code 324-8127. That's 324-8127 to score savings. Embassy Suites Magnificent Mile offers 2-room suites. Book your stay at embassymagmile.com or call 1-800-HILTONS. Kaylin Gilbert back in the game for LSU, as is Miracle Shepard, whose shot doesn't count. Offensive foul.
I tell you, when Coach Bracey's defensive system works, it really works. You know, it's not fun to play good defense, Terry, but it's fun to get stops. And if you're rotating hard in the right position at the right time every time, you're going to get multiple stops back to back to back, and that's what wins games and wins championships.
There's Danielle Middleton. She's had a quiet offensive game, but no more. Middleton is on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Flames liking this little left wing to down the middle of the lane action.
Middleton called for her 4th foul of the game, though, defensively, grappling with Michaela Williams in the post. And she'll have to check out. Got to be frustrating for Danielle Middleton, finally on the scoreboard, trying to get into that offensive rhythm and has to check right back out with the foul. Williams to the line. Michaela Williams knocks down the first free throw. She's got 10 points now in the game, the 3rd double-digit scorer for LSU, along with Johnson and Morrow. Gilbert is their 4th player who averages in double figures. She has not seen a lot of floor time tonight. Hasn't scored. Erin Freeman spins into the paint. Plants her foot, turns around, gets it to go, and one.
Nice little run that the Flames are putting together here, Terry. They just need to get a couple more stops on defense. We see they're really spacing the Tigers out now and then using that penetration to attack and finish through this contact.
Erin Freeman is having a whale of a ball game today. She's in double figures for the third consecutive contest. Freeman came in averaging 6 points per game. 14 now tonight. Looking for number 15 right here. She's got it. So UIC's gotten the offense in groove. Just haven't been able to slow down this LSU attack. Few have. Gilbert has her pocket picked by Kimari Rimmer. Rimmer trying to keep it alive to Clayton. Then we've got a tie-up.
Good aggressive defense there. Again, we talked about the ISO play on defense, forcing that ball screen to the baseline, which the Flames did a great job here. And then just active hands by Kimari Rimmer. Great hustle play.
Possession error to UIC, so it is a turnover. LSU right now is plus 16 in terms of points off of turnovers. We'll see if UIC is able to get a few back right here. Freeman is intercepted by Aneesah Morrow. Morrow going one-on-one with Clayton. No good on the layup, no foul. And now we do have a foul call. A late whistle. Not sure if that was on the shot or afterwards. Foul's called on Kimari Rimmer.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. You know, nice hard take by Morrow. Good hands to get it. And then, I don't know, I guess they just thought Kamari's momentum knocked Poa over.
So 2 free throws for last tier Poa. You may not see them wearing capes, but you can count on Mighty Moving to bring all the superpowers to make it simple and easy to move your household belongings with the utmost care. With their unique local expertise, they have what it takes to make your family's next move a super experience. Mighty Moving, you can call them today at 855-699-8999 or online at mightymoving.com.
Well, Terry, you'll hear me talk a lot about how in the game of basketball, the aggressor gets the calls. And so on 50-50 plays like that, if you've been the aggressor on the defensive end most of the time, like the Flames are starting to do now, you'll get those calls, those 50-50 calls. But it has to be consistent effort. Again, Poa's aggressiveness, I've just never been a big fan of that, trying to take a charge 40 feet outside the rim. It just doesn't serve anybody.
It's kind of her signature move.
Yeah.
Didn't get it this time.
It just doesn't. The officials are not going to call it because it so rarely happens legally, and it just puts your team in a bad position. You see now the Flames going to the line for 2.
Clayton makes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Poa does get about as many charge calls as any guard in the country, but maybe an unnecessary risk that time. Tigers working around the perimeter, just over a minute to play in the third quarter. Good move by Aneesah Morrow, blows right by Kimari Rimmer.
Well, you know, anytime she catches the ball in the block, she's going to face up, and that gives her multiple points of attack.
Quick three-pointer from Clayton, no good. Morrow went head-to-head with Rimmer every day in practice for 2 years. They were teammates at DePaul for a couple of seasons. Morrow's getting the best of her old teammate today as UIC forces the turnover.
So, again, she does something that you don't see in the game. It's very much an old school thing to catch the ball on the block and then face up. I mean, heck, you don't even see teams post up hardly anymore. And when you do that, your inclination is to raise up. And then that is a bad defensive position. The offensive player is going to blow right by you every single time.
Micaiah Williams puts it on the floor. Williams has it stripped. Poa dives on the floor. And a timeout called by LSU, 34.7 to play in the third quarter. We'll keep it here. LSU will get possession out of the timeout here.
Well, Aneesah Morrow was not happy with something right there, and she was letting the official know it.
A message from Gift of Hope Organ and Tissue Donor Network as part of Donate Life Illinois. Did you know that one donor can save 8 lives with organ donation and enhance more than 25 lives with tissue donation? Say yes to donation and register your decision at giftofhope.org. Official announced attendance at tonight's game, 4,322. That's a big one, and the lower bowl is completely filled at Credit Union One Arena. This has been a really fun atmosphere tonight.
You know, I've always said I've played here, I've coached here, and I've broadcast here. There is no better arena when it gets a crowd than this place. It really resonates. It's tough to play in, but it's fun to play in.
Michaela Williams out of the timeout, makes a little runner. Nice drive by her. The lead is up to 21 for LSU as UIC can get the final possession of the third quarter. Clock down under 10 seconds for Chantrell Clayton. Christina LU drives. LU flips it up. No good. Rebound grab by LSU, and that'll do it for quarter number 3. We had a close one for 20 minutes. LSU creates some separation in the third. We'll see if UIC has one last run in them when we come back for the fourth quarter. 21-point lead for the number 5 team in the country. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
There is no
The fourth quarter. Aneesah Morrow, 16 points. Flage Johnson's got 16. It's another double-double for Morrow, the 86th of her collegiate career. 16 points, 11 rebounds. Playing in front of a home crowd for her. It might not be a home crowd for LSU, but Morrow grew up on the south side of Chicago, attended Simeon High School, spent her first 2 years at DePaul, and she is the primary reason this game
Aneesah
was
in the
scheduled.
chat.
Give her a chance to play in
Aneesah
front
in
of
the
Chicago
chat for
fans
her
one more time in
homecoming.
college. She has not disappointed them. Aaron Freeman leads the Flames with 15 points at the start of the fourth quarter. 2-2, Clayton knocks down the 3. (67-49). Here's Morrow in the post, kicking it outside. Three-pointer rattles through. That's Kaylin Gibson.
Well, she certainly has had a bit of a quiet night point-wise, but, boy, she is going to be – I mean, she's just a tough player. Came from Arizona and ready on fire for this LSU Tigers team.
Gilbert had the game winner against Washington, one of the few times LSU was challenged this year, as Freeman knocks down another jumper, 17 for her.
Yeah, if you watch Gilbert take the ball to the rim, it's a thing of beauty. She's aggressive but poised, under control. This staff is really fond of her.
Gilbert trying to send in another 2. This time she misses a little bit too strong. Here's Clayton on the run. Clayton is fouled on her way to the hoop.
Yeah, just love the aggressiveness by Clayton. I mean, why stop? They're so adept at attacking the rim, especially off the break.
Chantrell Clayton's getting some good minutes in the second half, and she's looked good when she's been out there.
Again, getting early transition opportunities for the Flames.
6 points so far tonight for the freshman. Make it 7. Clayton out of St. Louis, Missouri. Vashon High School. A great high school career. Trying to crack the rotation here at UIC. She's gotten a little bit of an extra opportunity today with Sarah Zabrecki out with an injury. Morrow is fouled, not able to finish, but she'll go to the line.
Well, Morrow just really has a nose for the ball, Terry. And you see with her defensive rebounding, scoring, offensive rebounding, everything. She just does everything. Really tough player and hard to guard.
Since 1907, we've been One Valley, united institutions with common goals, breaking down barriers and building up communities. Missouri Valley Conference student athletes are leaving a lasting impact in the places they call home by sharing diverse perspectives and fostering a climate of unity for future Valley pioneers. We are One Valley. (71-53) LSU. Kimari Rimmer tries the three. Rattles out. Rebound grab by Johnson.
Well, this half right now, the Flames 6 for 17. Just having a tough time getting good looks against this Tiger defense and length.
Thank you so much, right, JB, for the $10.
Take a look at the upcoming UIC games on
you so much.
ESPN
Thank
Plus.
you.
We already teased that Ohio game coming up on Sunday. And then men's basketball takes the floor as they continue conference play in the Missouri Valley against Missouri State. Johnson will inbound here. 8:13 to play, 24 on the shot clock for LSU. Gilbert drives around Clayton and is fouled in the back end of the play by Kimari Rimmer.
Yeah, tough call for Rimmer there. I thought she'd rotated good and held verticality on that play.
She seems to agree with you.
Yeah, I don't blame her. As we see Gilbert again, just turns the corner. And yeah, I thought Rimmer, she initiated contact, but it was body-to-body contact.
That was all ball, but because they didn't call all ball on Gilbert,
on
they needed to call it on the other end. So I'm going to announce
Since
that
Kaylin
part.
Gilbert back to the free throw line. Gilbert didn't see the floor much early in the game, but Kim Mulkey's been giving her some extra run here in the second half.
Thank you so much, Trey. I appreciate
She's responded with a nice fourth quarter so far.
Thank you.
Can you just imagine having a player like her coming off the bench?
I imagine most of LSU's bench could start pretty much anywhere in the country. I mean, they've got players on their roster who
safe travels,
were honored last
Trey.
season.
Safe travels. Love you.
With postseason awards who can't even find the floor this year. There's a steal for Morrow. Morrow takes it coast to coast and lays it in for two more.
Well, in terms of turnovers, that's the 18th turnover for the
Yes,
Flames
Sabrina,
there.
thank you so much for the Cash App donation. I really appreciate you, as well as Kerwin. Thank you very, very much for the
Chantrell
Cash App
Clayton
donation.
for
I really
three.
appreciate you guys both. Thank you.
UIC's not going down.
I
It
did
might be
receive it. Thank you.
getting to be too late to make a real run in the game, but they're just not allowing LSU to completely pull away. Gilbert might have something to say about that as she knocks down another three.
Well, I just cannot talk enough
Gilbert.
about her. She is such an outstanding player.
Foul called on Gilbert this time.
Well, Terry, Flames making a nice little run back. And to your point earlier about the Flames just not giving up, an Ashley Bracey coach team never does. And we've seen that from day one with her. Her team is always going to play through every possession, no matter what the score is. And again, that's a hallmark of building a really good culture.
Kai Dempsey-Tony up with the right hand, too hard off the glass. It's a big opportunity today for UIC, going up against the top 5 team in the country. We've got a jump ball. Possession arrow favors UIC, so they forced the turnover. LSU was excited about this game specifically because it was Aneesah Morrow's homecoming. I think everybody gets excited about the opportunity to come to Chicago. I don't know why you wouldn't, but as far as the game itself, this is a chance for UIC to showcase themselves. And yeah, they're down by 22, but I think by and large, they've acquitted themselves pretty well against one of the best teams in the nation.
Well, it's great for recruiting for Coach Bracey to show the kids that she's recruiting. We're going to go against the best, and you're going to play against the best.
Aaron Freeman knocks down a jumper.
Boy, Aaron's just been great this evening, Terry, breaking her defender down off a 1 or 2 dribble, getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing.
Flage Johnson gets inside, kicks it back out. Corner 3, Gilbert. Not this time. Clayton pushes it ahead. This is Jalissa Stokes for 3. Just off. Long rebound out to Freeman. Kai Dempsey Tony, open layup. Good ball movement off the offensive rebound by the Flames.
Yeah, good job for the Flames to stick with it as well. You know, ball was all over the place.
Williams taking it to Rimmer. Double team by Stokes. And a timeout called by LSU. 5:48 to go, fourth quarter. 18-point lead for the Tigers, and we are going to step aside. LSU trying to march towards their 14th straight win to open the season. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seat.
biggest flow, the biggest four in the world. Sixth element. Thinking of a master plan, master band. This ain't no accident. I'm in my bag again. Way too passionate, gotta attack the rim. I gotta rap again, don't gotta ask again. It's that glory that I'm basking in. Try to detach a friend so I contract it. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. This history in the making. You got a dream, you should chase it. Stay down and stick to the basics. And they all got an opinion, but everyone ain't gon' make it. Left at the shots that you missing, be the same one scared to take it. I put on my tennis and handle my business. My journey is kinda unique. Was really committed and scared to admit it. I thought it was out of my reach. Was already written, I'm better than with it. It's me that I gotta defeat. I stay on my pivot, they know that I'm with it. Got qualities they cannot teach. My mama seen a dream in me, blew up and took the team with me. Had to change up my scenery, they ain't never believe it. And I'm just trying to show the kids that love can still exist. You never win if you gon' quit. Keep swinging till you hit. Thinking of a master plan, master band. This ain't no accident. I'm in my bag again. Way too passionate, gotta attack the rim. I gotta rap again, don't gotta ask again. It's that glory that I'm basking in. Try to detach a friend so I contract it. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm thinking of a master plan. I'm turning 21, that's so iconic. I'm richer than the ones that's got a comment. How you hating with no motion, how ironic. Man, on the quarterback, my team is like the lineman. Greatness, I defined it, waited on my assignment. It don't start aligning, just the way God designed it.
Right now, but a good percent of the crowd still dancing here at UIC tonight, and it is a big crowd this evening. 4,322. It's the largest standalone crowd in UIC women's basketball history, and they've seen a show. LSU has not disappointed. Their stars have shown out the way that we thought they might, and UIC has not backed down. They've played their game, and they kept it close for a lot of this contest.
Well, I mean, just the feel of the game does not represent the score. I mean, it almost feels like this game is tied or within a couple points, but the Tigers just keep consistently hitting these mid-range shots with a hand in their face as well.
To travel against Chantrell Clayton, and UIC turns it over. That's their 19th turnover of the night. LSU still plus 18 in points off turnovers, and pretty simple math in a 20-point game. That's been the primary difference in this one.
Well, the old standard is you never want to give up any more than 10 turnovers a game. Flames have given up 19. You never want to give up 10 offensive rebounds.
Nice find. Jersey Wolfenbarger able to finish.
14 offensive rebounds for the Tigers.
Biggest lead for LSU has been 23. Kimari Rimmer tries to cut it to 20. Can't do it. Wolfenbarger takes it the other way.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and do it.
Kalen Gilbert takes it right at Kai Dempsey-Tony, who comes up with the stop. Rimmer takes it the other way.
Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it.
Dempsey-Tony looking inside, didn't have anybody. Shot clock down to 10. This is Jalissa Stokes launching a three. Off the mark, rebounded by LSU. They push it ahead. Johnson stripped by Stokes out of bounds.
Well, even up by 20 and 4 minutes left, you can just tell it's part of LSU's offense, Terry, to always push the issue every single time as we see Flage here. Nice little strip hustle play by the Flames defense. And, Coach Mulkey was talking about how, slow basketball, walking the basketball up is not fun to watch. And I asked her, I said, where did you get that from? Is that a high school thing? And she said she's always done it from the time she played growing up to all of her coaching stops and now here with the Tigers.
It seems to have worked out okay for her. She's won national championships as a player, as an assistant coach, 2 different locations as a head coach. Turnaround for Michaela Williams. That was pretty. Michaela Williams makes it a 24-point game.
Just really a lost art of basketball. The Tigers do a lot of things that are traditional. They have back-to-the-basket post players. They shoot mid-range shots. They run the ball. It's really fun to watch, and it's no secret as to why they've won so many national championships.
Christina Eliu knocks down the three. LU's a transfer from Wisconsin. We talked about how UIC just didn't seem intimidated in this game. LU's a Big Ten transfer. Danielle Middleton and Micaiah Williams both came in from the Big East. Kimari Rimmer was in the Big East. I mean, they've got big-time college players here. They've played in games like this before, even if UIC hasn't.
Well, that's one of the great things.
LU, another three is good.
It's one of the great things that Coach Bracey has done with this program. We said it last year, bringing in a high-level talent. A lot of kids that leave Chicago area and then come back to play here. She's just doing a tremendous job recruiting.
LSU slowing things down a little bit now. Final 3 minutes of play, and Aneesah Morrow is called for the travel. Courtyard Marriott Medical District is a proud sponsor of the UIC Flames. The Courtyard Chicago is the preferred Chicago hotel to the Missouri Valley Conference. The newly renovated hotel in 2023 offers 115 guest rooms and 3,500 square feet of event space with on-site catering, bus parking, and complimentary shuttle service daily. Where passion is our purpose, find everything you need to move forward at the Courtyard Chicago Medical District, UIC. 2.5 minutes to play, 20-point lead for the Tigers. Shot clock under 10 for Micaiah Williams. There's Danielle Middleton. Middleton, pull up from 15, no good. Rebound, Kimari Rimmer. Three-pointer for Micaiah Williams, a little bit too strong. And LSU comes away with it. That jumper falls for Flage Johnson.
They just never slow down. They never slow down. And again, as soon as they catch that ball, talking to associate head coach Bob Starkey, they're looking to get the first outlet pass. It doesn't matter who it is. They want to get it up. They want to pass it up quick and get quick shots, and they have almost perfected that this evening.
Kimari Rimmer looking for Christian Young on the cut. Didn't have her. Instead, it's Micaiah Williams for three.
She's so capable. Terry, she is just so capable of doing so much for this team. I think in the Missouri Valley Conference season, we're really going to see her take her game up to another level and help this Flames team out.
16 points now for Micaiah Williams. And we are going to take a break here with UIC trailing LSU by 19, 93 seconds to go.
Come on, rock out your, come on, rock out your, rock out your, come on, rock out your, rock out your. Next time you come my way.
Over for LSU. Williams' pass was tipped away.
Great heads-up defense played by Kamari Rimmer.
And Micaiah Williams lays it in.
Yeah, I mean, we always see her do this the fourth quarter, Terry. She's just so good and so competitive. You know, if she can do that and stay and maintain that for 4 quarters, she's really going to help this team out.
18 now for Williams. She and Aaron Freeman have combined for 37 points tonight. Michaela Williams on the other end misses the jumper, but it's an offensive rebound for Flau'jae Johnson. Johnson launches from outside, a three-pointer.
Boy, just a throwback type of player. You know, shooting off the dribble, off the bounce. Not really a catch-and-shoot player.
No huge surprise, LSU has dominated the rebounding game today. They averaged 17 rebounds more than their opponents this year.
Well, I talked with both of the coaches before the game about that. And, you know, talking with Coach Starkey, they don't do anything exotic in terms of their drills. And Coach Mulkey even said, she's like, our rebounding drills get too physical, so she limits what they do. But Coach Starkey just talked about how they reinforce it at all times, over and over again.
Kamari Rimmer up with the left hand. Shot clock is off for LSU, so if they get this one across half court, they can just dribble it out. UIC still playing pressure defense. But it looks like Christina Eliu is going to back off a little bit. And Michaela Williams will let this game come to an end. 91-73. We had a good one tonight. LSU was given a real test in the first half, able to pull away in the third quarter, and the 5th-ranked team in the country improves their record to 14-0 to start this season. Heck of a basketball game tonight, but Kim Mulkey's squad stays unbeaten. One of the best starts in school history. And they figured to be making a push towards a deep run in a March again this year.
I mean, if you can amass the rebounding stats and culture that they have, getting the field goal percentage with how much they run the ball, and then the free throws,
And
the amount of
that's the
free throws they take,
dub.
they're going to be a tough team and
We
win
play
championships.
versus
But like we
Albany.
said, the one thing always, Terry, is the turnovers. The Tigers have to take care of the turnovers.
And we'll take a look at some of the final stats for today's game in just a few moments. But LSU
this is the last stream before
today was able to
Christmas.
dominate specifically because of the
So
way they
I'll
were able
see
to
you guys
force
not
turnovers
this Sunday, but
and
all the
score
way
off of
next
some of those
Sunday, a
turnovers.
whole week off.
They went on a big
over a
run
week.
late in the first quarter.
So I wish
and they
you
went
and
on
your
a big
family
run
well.
early
Happy
in the third quarter,
holidays
and that was
to
enough
everyone.
to do in UIC. But
Merry
the
Christmas.
Flames were not intimidated by this game, and
I love you
can
guys
see it in
so,
some of
so
these
much,
highlights. This
truly.
team was
We have one more game in our non-conference schedule.
running as much
we
as possible
14-0,
early in this game. They knocked down a
and
couple
we
of big
start
threes
SEC
early in the
play
game.
January
LSU,
2nd.
in the end, I think just
That is going to be
physically and
my first
athletically, just a little
members-only
bit too much.
stream.
You know, and just
Thursday at
mistakes. You know, LSU makes you pay for mistakes, and I know Coach Bracey will be
Happy
happy with her
holidays,
team's effort.
everyone.
The way that
Merry
they
Christmas,
played the
Merry
entire game,
Christmas,
they played her
Happy
system.
holidays.
They didn't stray from that. It's just all the little mistakes that you make. Really good.
My
teams make you
pleasure.
pay, and the Tigers just made it tough for the Flames to come back in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
So again,
stay safe,
91-73,
everyone.
LSU defeats
we
UIC.
will
They
be
improved
back
to 14-0
After Christmas
on the season.
on
UIC falls to
January
2-6. Maybe
sorry.
a little bit misleading,
29th.
considering
It'll be a
the
Sunday
very
at 1
difficult
p.m.
non-conference
I'll
schedule they
make sure I
play.
have
They've
the
now
stream up and
taken
all
on
of
teams
that.
from the Big Ten, from the
Love
Big
you guys
East, from the
so
Big 12,
much.
and
Happy holidays. Good
from
night.
the SEC as well. We're going to be joined in just a moment
Congratulations,
by
Aneesah.
Ashleen Bracey, the head coach of the Flames. We look at some of the final stats from this game. And I mentioned the rebound number. LSU has out-rebounded everybody this year, and they did it again today. But UIC held their own in a lot of these statistics. It was a very tight game, especially in the first half. We are now joined by Ashleen Bracey, the head coach of the Flames. And Coach, you didn't get the result, but I mean, for 2.5.
Okay, so I will be uploading for the members the replay of the stream. That's just the ESPN game. So you guys will see that. Yeah, so whenever it's not live anymore, I'm gonna go live again, but this stream is just gonna be just the replay of the game, and then I'll mark it as members only, okay? Alrighty, I'm out of here. I love you guys. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys December 29th at 1 p.m. Love you. Bye-bye. Go Tigers, 14-0, undefeated. It's not a lot of teams that's 14-0 and undefeated. So if a team comes to you talking about LSU and they're not 14-0, tell them to come back, okay? Love you guys. Good night.